I'm sure some of you might have heard by now, but WWE 2K18 is coming to Nintendo Switch. It was announced today by one of the cover athletes. I guess they're athletes from the WWE. And we haven't seen any gameplay, really. We haven't seen any screenshots. But what they have confirmed is that this is not a watered-down version of the game. It is not based on the old PlayStation 3 and 360 version. It is based on the brand new technology that they are bringing to the game this year, including a brand new rendering thing that's supposed to make all of the animations and the actual wrestlers look more realistic. Essentially, it's been a long time since the WWE franchise of video games upgraded visually, and this year is supposed to be a big upgrade, and the Switch is getting it. And of course, this might not be as big of a surprise because it's coming from 2K, the same people who are bringing NBA 2K18 over to Switch and giving us what we think is the full version of the game. But what is good about this is that, one, we haven't seen a wrestling game on a Nintendo system since Nintendo Wii. I believe the last one came out in 2013 for Nintendo. And obviously those versions weren't necessarily on par with the 360 and PlayStation 3 versions. And there's a lot of debate over whether or not the WWE games have even been good for a long time. I know a lot of us, especially, I guess people at my age, I'm 31, I have a lot of memories back in the N64 days of playing a lot of wrestling games and having a good time. I even had the Game Boy game. I remember playing a lot of Undertaker on my Game Boy. And just wrecking Shawn Michaels' face and yada, yada, yada. I mean, I grew up with WWE. I know some of its, stars, whether it's the old-time ones like Hulk Hogan or like the ones from the 90s, Shawn Michaels, you had Triple H, The Rock, all that stuff. And obviously you have new ones today, which I know some of the names, but I obviously do not continuously watch WWE. But why we're talking about this is because this is the first significant, note, I said significant, AAA game confirmed to come to Switch since, when I was trying to figure out what was the last major AAA game announced for the Switch, it kind of went all the way back to FIFA and NBA 2K18. I know Mario and Rabbids exist, but again, I'm not counting crossovers because Nintendo has direct involvement in that stuff, even if Ubisoft's the one to approach Nintendo. This is where a company just, as the people said, they heard the demand for this game. Now, obviously, I don't know where that demand came from, but I'm also not in the wrestling community anymore, right? I'll catch a WWE, show on TV here and there, but I don't religiously watch it. I don't care if I miss it. And I had no idea this demand even existed, but I'm not in the WWE universe anymore. So obviously there's enough fans in the WWE universe that demanded for it to come to Switch. And obviously what was interesting is there's a giant promotional shtick they can do with this, because WWE athletes are always on the road. And so the Switch makes sense as a platform to take with on the road. And so it's an easy promotional opportunity to promote the Switch and obviously conversely promote WWE 2K18 on it. Now, I think this is awesome. And I wonder if this, I have no evidence. I have no, I just have a hunch that this is signifying a turning point for Nintendo Switch with third-party developers. That the AAA industry is starting to take notice that the Switch is still sold out. And it's selling out on the premise of games that would probably sell well if they were on the competitors' platforms. It's not selling out because of a Wii Sports. It's not selling out because of a Just Dance. It's selling out because of Breath of the Wild. It's selling out because of ARMS. It's selling out because Splatoon 2 coming up. It's selling out because of Mario Kart. It's selling out on the premise of Mario and Rabbids, which is, an XCOM-like strategy game, for crying out loud. Fire Emblem Warriors. All these games coming out, at least in 2017, are the kind of games that would probably perform well if they were on any other platform, whereas a game like Wii Sports might not have performed so well away from the Wii. So, we kind of have to take a step back here and start to realize that I know it's just one game, and it's the first major third-party game announced for the the Switch. Still got that Wii U in the back of my mind in a long time. But I think this signifies something greater. I don't think it signifies anything greater for this year. I don't think that means Call of Duty's coming, Assassin's Creed Origins is coming, that we're going to start seeing all of the major third-party IP coming out this year land on Switch. But what I do think it means is it sets up Nintendo for a really successful 2018 with third parties. I think 2018 is the year you're going to see third parties come on board. You're going to see a FIFA that features the full Frostbite engine. You're going to see Madden that features the full Frostbite engine. You're going to see the Call of Duties. You're going to see, I don't know if Assassin's Creed's going to come out next year because they might be starting to give that series a little breathing room. But you're going to start seeing a lot of major AAA games start taking the Switch extremely seriously, because I know it's not a PlayStation 4. I know it's not an Xbox One. I know the Scorpio is about to land, and it's not that. It's not the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's not even a gaming PC. But what it is the most powerful, dedicated gaming device in the market that has an audience. That's the key thing, because in the past, we've seen, that just having the most powerful, dedicated portable device or dedicated hardware that is portable doesn't necessarily mean success. The PlayStation Vita did not take off. Part of it's because the memory card stuff was extremely expensive and proprietary and really stupid. But the biggest reason is obviously because it didn't have the games that click with people who play on the go a lot, right? It had a lot of console-like games, which did okay, but it didn't intermix that with games that do well, in the mobile space. And Nintendo has that unique knack, that thing going for them, where they can have the console games and the awesome mobile type experiences that gamers want. Monster Hunter Double Cross is coming out in Japan for the system. Monster Hunter Double Cross sold over 1 million copies, almost 2 million copies in Japan. That's going to be a huge hit for Switch. Splatoon 2 is going to be a huge hit for Switch. We have a Pokemon Core RPG coming to this platform. That's huge. That's huge. And the appeal, obviously, in the West is that now you're playing console-like games on the go, and you're getting the high-quality portable games like a Pokemon. And on top of that, you could just plop this thing on your TV when you get home and enjoy a full-screen experience, no fuss, no issues, potentially at a higher resolution and better frame rates. That is an appeal factor that no one else has. And it's an appeal factor I think is starting to click with third-party developers. Obviously 2K was already working with Nintendo, but we, heard reports in the past about how EA and Activision were involved with Nintendo during the development of the system, and I think you're going to start seeing those companies and others really begin to support the system in 2018. When they hit that critical mass of install base after year one, when they get to that March and April 2017 or 2018, and they release their financial report, and they note that, oh my gosh, the Switch now has a 15 to 20 million unit install base after a single year. That's going to start ringing some bells that a lot of companies will be like, look, it's got this huge install base. Look at the games that are best selling on it. Look how well Super Bomberman R, of all things, performed. Look how well Skyrim performed. Look how well FIFA and, NBA 2K and WWE 2K. Like, look at these games that sold 500,000 to 1 million units or more on a system that has only been out for a year. That's going to start being one of those things where they start really supporting the Switch. And this might have happened regardless of if WWE 2K18 came. But I think what WWE 2K18, why that matters is that it's signifying that third parties are already getting that feeling. They're getting that feeling that, look, we need to keep supporting this thing because it is going places. It isn't going to go away. This is going to be a system people are going to be playing for a long time, regardless of how powerful the other platforms are. We need to start considering Switch when we make our games. And I know for some people they might think maybe that holds back games on other systems. I don't know. I'm not a AAA third-party developer. All I know is I can't think of any gamer that wouldn't want the convenience of being able to take a full AAA experience game on the go. Who would not want to have Assassin's Creed Origins this year on the go and not have to bring a gaming laptop that burns your lap? It's just, we're reaching a tipping point. We are reaching a tipping point, and I couldn't be happier. And I do want to note, now that we're towards the end of the video, that there is going to be another video coming today. I want to talk a little bit about some emulation stuff going on with the Switch. But until then, I am Nathaniel Rufflejans from Nintendo Prime. If you like this video, you know what to do. Subscribe for more. Go ahead and support us on patreon.com/Nintendo Prime if you feel so inclined. I would love to get our podcast back up to a weekly release, but again, we need support to do that because it is extremely time consuming. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.